Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is R93.7 with David and Alexis.
We have a special guest on our show today, Republican Senate Candidate Elisa Rudolph.
As you all know, the Virginia Senate race will be a close one this year between Elisa Rudolph and the Democratic candidate Thomas Morris. They are campaigning all they can to get your vote.
So without further ado, here's Elisa Rudolph.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor to be here.
Thank you for being here.
So let's get started.
So tell us all a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I was born in Virginia, but I did move around a lot while I was young. And as a result of living in places like Japan and England, I took a strong interest in different cultures and how we can learn from other countries to be most successful. So I got my bachelor's from Princeton in sociology and political theory, and after I graduated, I joined the Peace Corps and spent 2 years in Uganda helping children. And I was very inspired from that time, so when I went back to the States, I decided that I wanted to spend my entire life helping people, and I felt the best way I could do that was through improving the economy through the government. So I went back to school. I went to UVA, and I got my master's in economics, and I worked in the Department of Defense. I worked at Vigo Financial. I was appointed Virginia Director of Finance and Administration in 2004. And then in 2006, I was elected as Senator for the General Assembly. I'm still a part of that today. I'm a part of the Finance Committee and the Education and Health Committee. And so here we are in 2012, and I'm so excited to take this next step and be able to work to represent not only Virginians, but be able to help the entire country.
That is quite a story you've got there.
So Elisa, all of our listeners are dying to know, if elected, what would you do to fix the current economic crisis?
Our economy will not improve unless we make some big changes. We need to cut government spending, first by eliminating all wasteful spending, and then by going through the budget and seeing what can be cut without lowering quality. We need to create a budget that is effective, strict, and most importantly, bipartisan, so that it can get passed.
It seems that in this entire race, all the people can talk about is the economic state of the nation, but what about the social aspect? Find out what potential voters have to say after the break.
National debt and unemployment rates are at an all-time high. Over the past 6 years, Thomas Morris has failed to live up to the standards of the American people. It's time for a change. Vote for Elisa Rudolph for Senate.
Paid for by Americans for Prosperity. She supports school choice, giving low-income families the ability to afford a better education for their children. She supports extending Bush tax cuts, keeping the economy going and providing relief. Vote for Elisa Rudolph for Senate.
I'm Elisa Rudolph, and I approve this message.
And we're back.
If you're just turning in, we are talking to a Republican candidate for the Virginia Senate race, Elisa Rudolph.
We have discussed the issues, but now we want to hear from the people.
We already have someone waiting on the other line. First, let's go to Holly Leonard in Virginia Beach.
I think Elisa Rudolph will make a great senator for our state. I'm a single mom with 4 kids, and we're living in a bad neighborhood right now. Elisa would help my family have a choice in the schools my kids go. She'll definitely help my kids have a better future.
Well, it seems Holly had quite a lot to say about the current state of education. We'll have a vote. On Twitter, hashtag yes for better education, or hashtag keep if you think it should stay as it is.
Keep those tweets coming in, guys. Now it's time for our last question to ask you, Elisa. So if elected, how would you do a better job in Senate than your opponent, Thomas Morris?
I was very disappointed by the lack of change that Senator Morris accomplished while in office. Instead of working in the complicated, muddy areas that need to be tackled, he dabbled in smaller areas. Those may be still significant, but they are not as urgent as our current economic crisis. Virginia is better than that. Virginia needs more than that. I believe that I'm much better equipped to work with others to bring this nation to prosperity.
Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Please tune in next time on R93.7.